Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all you little maniacs across the world, put your hands together and welcome to the Robcast, live, uncut, and unrated from Spreaker Podcast and Robcast Radio. Little maniacs, put your hands together. Here's Zombie, and here we go. Yeah. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for tuning in, all you little maniacs. My cheap therapy. And as you know, we always like to start off your show by saying thank you to the Army, to the Navy, because hey, it is your show. Okay, let's make that clear. We like to start off your show by saying thank you to the Army, to the Navy, to the Air Force, and to the Marines for doing what you bad motherfuckers do to keep our country free. And we also like to say thank you to all of the first responders, firefighters, EMTs, and last but not least, police officers. Thank all you guys, because we're all of us normal, average, everyday Joes run away from danger. You guys, you bad motherfuckers are trained to run straight into it, and for that, Robcast will always give you all respect. So rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. How's your week been so far? You all know that, I've had some shenanigans with motorcycles. I've had some, I've had an interesting week anyway. Again, on my water bill, I knew I was like, it's late on the 10th. So it becomes late on the 10th. The last day to pay it, it's on the 10th. And I've done this before, and if you miss the 10th, then you've got, I don't know, however long, a week or two, something like that, before they'll actually come cut your water off. So today is, anyway, on the 10th, right? I didn't pay the water. I didn't have the money to pay the water bill. Oh, wow. But by the end of the day. So by the end of the day on the 10th, my water bill is going to be late anyway. So I'm thinking then I'll have a week to pay it. The very next day, I got a disconnect notice for the very next day. One day after the late day. So that didn't make very much sense to me. So how's your world? I'm just a squirrel, ladies and gentlemen. And, that is a cardinal sin. Dropping boxes on the floor. I miss Ralphie May. Man, what a funny gentleman. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, then go to YouTube and check out Ralphie May. There's an app that I like to use. It's a television app, but it's called Tubi, T-U-B-I. Tubi, T-U-B-I. Tubi is one of them. And Pluto, P-L-U-T-O. Pluto TV and Tubi TV. If you just like regular television, or if you like interesting programming and you want to watch it on your device, these people are not paying me to tell you this. It was Eve Edwards that I first heard about Pluto TV through, because he does the Thug Jitsu Master and the Squid on there. But Pluto TV, it's like a live television app for your phone. It has a bunch of different channels. If you like the fail stuff, it has a fail channel. It has a lot of fighting. It has combat. It has goodness, it's been a minute since I've actually watched Pluto. That's the one I'm talking about right now. But they've got a bunch of different, if you like cage fighting, you like kickboxing, pardon me. If you like cage fighting and kickboxing, mixed martial arts, and boxing, there's a lot of fight related stuff, including the Thug Jitsu Master and the Squid on Pluto TV. However, on Tubi TV, T-U-B-I, Tubi TV, I recently watched, I had to, I rewatched the Ralphie May, his special, and you know what? It was not on Tubi or Pluto, it was on YouTube. And it was called Just Correct. And Ralphie May, being hilarious, I know that we all miss him. I mean, if you know him, if you've seen him, if you're a fan of his comedy at all, you gotta miss him. I mean, he made a lot of really good motherfucking points in that comedy special called Just Correct. And I'm not gonna go into it as far as his points. I want you to go and listen to it and you tell me what you think. But welcome to Robcast number 90. And you know, when you very first ever heard the term politically correct, how did it make you feel? You know what I mean? Did it make you feel special inside? Like, that's not politically correct. You know, this happens, okay? And look, you can't just outright call something censorship. You have to, like, get this general... You have to give everyone a general idea first of what's acceptable and not. Well, isn't that in itself censorship? Like, words, there are so many different words, and we're not going to get into that because that's whatever dickweed that always talks shit about Joe Rogan. That's his deal, is to get shock value out of saying words. That's stupid. And I'm not bringing up Joe Rogan in a bad light. I'm saying that I'll think of his name in a moment, but he specifically now, before he was a stand-up comedian and blah, 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 blah. Now this career's not doing what it should. He just gets on YouTube and talks cash shit about Joe Rogan because Joe Rogan used to put him on his show, and I guess something happened there. And maybe it didn't get ratings or something, so why would you have someone on again if you didn't get any motherfucking ratings from it? That's kind of a given, and why would you have them on again and then not get very many ratings and then keep asking them on? I don't think I would. But anyway, this gentleman now just has his own fucking YouTube channel that's all just him talking about Joe Rogan can suck his dick, and give me a second, I'll think of who it is. I'm sorry, it's Owen Benjamin. So yeah, you can check out Owen Benjamin for yourself. But if you do, listen to what he's saying about Joe Rogan, but you got to go back and Joe, you're not going to, you know, I'm entertained by the Joe Rogan experience. You know, he's just a man. You understand? That he's just trying to talk cash shit and entertain us. You know? These people that have podcasts that turned into something big, it wasn't because they're having the motherfucking... I'm Dr. Phil, I'm having the Jonas Brothers on to talk about the same shit they've been talking about on every fucking talk show for the past week, every single day, every single hour, that the Jonas Brothers are back, and now they're the Jonas Men Brothers, and we're all gonna stroke each other's penises. You know, fuck that. That never fucking made a goddamn lick of sense to me. That these motherfuckers have to randomly fly from LA to New York and do this and do that, and it's doing press for their movie. But any other motherfucking given day, you know, the companies that they're going around talking to would just basically tell them to go fuck themselves, because if you're not starring in anything next week, what the fuck do you want to hear? So it's kind of a fucked up, the way that all of that kind of shit works is it's built to implode on itself anyway. Definitely. It's definitely built for the top 2 or 3% of the people make 85% of all the money, you know, as far as management and people that own the studios and shit like that. It's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. I'm on here to just talk some cash shit on this episode. I do. Pardon me. I didn't really think about the term politically correct until I don't. It has to have been since after the creation of Twitter, you know. And now, especially now, recently, when people are being banned from YouTube and banned from Facebook and banned from all of these holier than thou sites, you know what I mean? You can't live without us. We are the Alpha and the Omega, and we say what goes. I do believe everyone should be able to say whatever the fuck they want. I don't think you can retract something that you haven't said already. You know what I mean? But I think that, yeah, you know, freedom of speech. What the fuck is that really? Well, they never said that if you're free to say something, then the repercussion is also something that you should be expecting. You know? If you say something bad that a lot of people disagree with, then you're going to have a lot of people talking cash shit back to you. But that's not how it works nowadays. We have a fucking beehive mentality to where we want to swarm people and we want to, you know, all think as a unit. And that's not, our society can't work like that. It's not humanly physically possible for it to work like that. You know, the media wants you to think that the motherfucking world is falling apart outside. How many people did you actually see get shot today? How many random acts of violence did you see today? How many house fires did you see today? Car wrecks did you see today? Well, you saw a whole shitload of them. If you watch the news, I guarantee that. And why the fuck is it that every single media source across the whole country, East Coast to West Coast, North to South, are picking up that one story about the little bunny rabbit did this or that today? Or the one little boy that dressed up like a superhero and fucking farted a butterfly out of his asshole. And every fucking news... These are just examples that I'm making up, of course. And the fact that I fucking had to say that's pretty fucked up in itself. And if you want to be intrigued, I think I brought it up before. Media lies. That will fuck you up, man. It's where it shows probably 50 different television stations saying the same exact fucking thing. So let me ask you a question, okay? If, let's see, 52 stations across the nation, and I'm just guessing, all have the same exact news story, okay? Written out and sent to them from their mothership, if you will. So they send out 52 stories times about 30 stories. We'll call it 30 stories for the news. So these 30 stories are covered, the same fucking 30 stories are covered over from coast to coast, top to bottom, east to west, over these 52 stations. So that means that in those, let's say 52 stations, there are 200 supposedly news anchors, okay? Are reporters, quote unquote reporters. What the fuck are these reporters actually doing? They're not reporting a motherfucking thing. What they're doing is reading a teleprompter. They are readers. All they do is fucking read. They're not out hitting the bricks, getting the scoop, finding out details, fact checking. They're reading a fucking monitor, just like 200 other motherfuckers over the whole country are doing at the same time. Instead of having the press thing on their hat, going out, getting the scoop, fucking getting different finding out the nut cutting of what's happening. What they're doing is this shit's coming to them from the mothership. These are the stories. This is what you say. Boom, 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 boom. Fuck you. Have a nice day. And that's exactly how it works. Not only that, we went from having hundreds of different people that own newspapers, individuals and companies and individuals that own newspapers and radio stations, several 100,000 owners of radio stations alone in America, and media outlets, television stations, small independent studios. In this world today, there are 5, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 multinational conglomerates that own everyone, all of everything, with the exception of the Robcast and a lot of podcasts. But they own a lot of those too, and they're motherfucking strong arming in on it as fast as they can. You can goddamn guarantee that. You have to ask yourself, why is that? Why don't we have any news reporters anymore? Because if you're going out there to get the scoop and get the story and all that shit on your own, if it goes against the grain, it's going to fucking hit the cutting room floor. Or you're going to end up with your goddamn head chopped off, or you're in the trunk of your own fucking car dead. So that's just how motherfucking shit works nowadays. That's the impression I've got. What's the impression you've got? Do you watch the news? Does it ever make you feel good inside? Have they ever told you about anything fucking useful? If it's useful, it's the weather, and they fucking keep you on the brink of your fucking seat. And they make that very unclear and vague whenever they do it. We got a temperature, we got a feels like temperature, the wind and the rain and the fucking this and that, and they're fucking got their finger up their own ass, motherfucking guessing at it anyway. You stick your head outside and look around and make a way better guess of how the fuck the weather's going to be today than depending on the meteorologists that are, again, fuck. If that computer broke down, that they're fucking at their job, they can't look out there and tell you what the fuck the weather's going to do. Old school, those motherfuckers would say, go, take me up in a fucking helicopter and fly me around a little bit, and I'll tell you what the fuck the weather's going to do, you motherfuckers, because I know what the fuck is going on. I'm a bad motherfucking old school motherfucker, they would say. I know. Shit, I'll stick my dick out of the helicopter window, and I'll tell you what the fucking weather's going to do for the next motherfucking month. Bitches, but not anymore. They probably do the same fucking thing we do. Look at their goddamn phone, right before, okay, yep, blink, blam, bloom, look at their phone, and, okay, boom, time to do the weather, I got it. And that's my guess. I don't know. But I had not watched. The reason I bring up media and the news, and I haven't watched any news, very much at all. And maybe 2 weeks ago, our neighborhood got flooded. I had water under my house, but not into the house, so that's a blessing. But I still lost a bunch of shit. There you go. A bunch of bikes and motors and you name it. Shit that I haven't even... Anyway, but the point is that watching the water and what the weather was going to do, I was watching some local news and weather and all that kind of shit. It's just, there's a bunch of fucking horse shit. It's not even worth turning your fucking TV on to watch. You know what I'm saying? And the people that, I look back and I think, man, was I pretty fucking naive, man, and you start listening to some people that question certain things in this world, like, Hey, why do all the different media outlets have the same story? All the way across the board. And it's just what they picked out from the day before to be the next day's news. And whether it's to brainwash us or to program us, I don't know. I can tell you that no matter how fucking important the story is, right? It doesn't matter if it's the O.J. Simpson trial, if it's motherfucking the bombing on 9/11, if it's a war. It doesn't make a fuck what the story is. Let me tell you something. They always have to take that pause for the commercial breaks to make that motherfucking cash. So you tell me what you think it's about. You hear me? I'm saying? And get you afraid, scared. The fucking tiger got loose out of the zoo and all of this and all that. And the bad weather and tsunamis and it's hurricane season. And be prepared and have your fucking kit ready and fucking box of condoms just in case that slut comes by. But, wait a minute. Hey, look, it's the new tack light. You can run over it and stick it up your ass for 48 hours straight and still glows. Takes a pounding and keeps on grounding, baby. Woo, woo, woo. Right? You always gotta say the fucking tack light or the tack visor of fucking copper fit gloves. There's always time for that, no matter how fucking dire the situation is. We could have a motherfucking torpedo. We could have torpedoes and ICBMs coming in from Russia right now. And they'd be like, we've got ICBMs coming in from Russia tonight at 6 o'clock. Watch if you want to live. We'll tell you where the bombs are going to go today at 4. Right? They're poisoning our whole society. And we're going to tell you tonight. We're going to talk more about it at 10 o'clock. Stay tuned. It's all a big fucking jerk off, guys. It's all fucking smoke and mirrors. They don't know any motherfucking better than you do what the fuck is going on. But they want them hits on that website. So if they show you that the bank's been robbed or the convenience store's been robbed or your fucking shit's been robbed, they're only going to show the guy's face for about a millisecond. You ever notice that? They never show the fucking guy's face long enough for you to make fuck, if they really wanted to catch this dude that fucking robbed the armored cars, wouldn't they show their fucking face for more than 2 seconds? Give me a motherfucking break. They want you to go to their website, and then they want you to have to look for that shit for 30 minutes. Then they want you to, it's clickbait. That's exactly what it is. And that's what it's become in this motherfucking world today. Do you know that the reason that they want you to do Snapchat? They want you to do the little puppy dog ears and all that? Yeah, that's facial recognition, motherfucker. You're in their computer now. You're in their computer now. You know why they want to use biometrics on your phone? You're in their system now. They're already tracking us and where we go and what we do and how much we depend on our electronic devices. They want a global database that's got all of our DNA, that's got all of our faces in it, and all the other information that they can gather. Which, what one world government wouldn't want that? And if you believe in a new world order and all of that, then more power to you. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, you're doing the puppy dog ears and the little switching your face to the fucking husband's face to the baby's face and your face and their face. And they're taking all of your faces and they're using them for their own advantage. That's this new database. Why the fuck do you think that they want you to get your DNA? Go learn about your ancestors. They don't give a fuck about your ancestors. You read the small print in that, and I guarantee you, your DNA is going to become part of their fucking database. Whatever that's for right now, it's just for our records. It's just for our records. Well, think whatever you want, man. I tend to be a little bit more of a skeptic whenever it comes to that. Believe that, man. I'm a motherfucking optimist. I don't believe in going and sucking the company cock off all fucking day long. You know what I mean? Fuck that. There's no man on this earth that should impose his will on you. And there's no motherfucking reason why you should impose your will onto someone else. Manipulation's involved. The imposition of will that is not yours is involved. It's a fucked up situation. You know? That's unjust. No man should ever be put in a position that someone else's will is placed upon them. Man, it's bullshit. It's fucked up, but what's fucked up is it's a society that we live in every motherfucking day. If you're in one of those brother-in-law and motherfuckers for us, for here on the Golden Gulf coast of Texas, we have a lot of chemical plants and oil refineries, and if you work in the oil field or you work in them chemical plants, you know what I mean? Hey, you're in the chemical plants especially, you're killing your fucking self, all the chemicals. If something doesn't leak and kill you, you know. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. That's a motherfucking fact, man. I mean, how many of my friends, and I mean, my pops worked in a chemical plant. He died of cancer. His little brother worked in the same plant. He died of cancer 5 years before my pops. Is it, you think it's a coincidence that my pop's brother worked there longer than him and died a little bit younger? It's a fucked up situation that I'm even thinking about that. You know what I mean? It's a fucked up situation that they would build a whole plant knowing that they were putting people's lives at risk. But they knew that we needed sulfur and we needed magnesium for World War II. You know? So you think that fucking $35 an hour looks real good, and you got your fucking shiny belt buckle and rims on your 4x4 fucking 4-door truck. But what the fuck good is that if you're dead by the time you're 50, man? You know? Or if you don't, you know, if any other given time, if you weren't bamboozled into thinking that was the life to live, then maybe you would have lived to be 100 years old. But it's not what we're taught. We're taught to go into the co-op program in high school and go ahead and let them start training you in that chemical plant when you're still, you know, right when you fucking turn 18, it's time to get in there. And so a lot of people that start in those plants when they're 18, I did. Like I said before, man, I feel like I was almost killed in there at least a couple times, really quick, like right out of the gate. And I said, fuck that. Peace out. Y'all can suck a nut. Period. Yeah, and as far as almost being killed in the plants, it's a fact, Jack. Once they had me, I was in the one plant, and they had me, when they do a shutdown, I don't need to explain this shit, but they put these things called blinds on some of the pipes, and what it does, it will shut off the pipe from where another valve or another pipe would have gone, so that they can flush the pipes out, or so that they can, anyway, I ended up almost being exposed to ammonia chloride, and which I understand is some pretty some bad shit that will fuck you up. And that was one time. Another time, I was rigging for a crane company, and the motherfucking crane fell over. Just straight up, the crane operator did not put all 4 of his outriggers down, and it was too heavy of a load with only his front outriggers down, and those are the little pads that go down on all 4 corners of the crane that keep it from fucking falling over. But he knew better than I did, you know what I mean? And the crane fell over, and the dude pissed his pants and left his crane there fucking sideways and shit, and a diesel running with diesel pouring out of it. So anyway, I said, fuck that place, and said, you know what? Maybe plant work's not quite the work for me, man. So how about y'all can just fucking suck a motherfucking big old fat set of testicles. You hear me? So I don't know. If you can't trust the reporters reporting the news, then you know what that means? You have to do your own motherfucking investigation. So if you don't see it, hear it, feel it, smell it, touch it with your own two eyes, and if she's a hottie bo body, then do all of those. But no, seriously, it just means that, fuck, you know, you can only trust what you could see in real life, in real space and time, at least what we think it is. But we all probably know that it's some sort of a fucking matrix that we're really plugged into. And that's the thing that people don't understand, that when we all first started staring down at our phones, you know, then, aha, you know what? Technology said, I got y'all. That was the day that the motherfucking machines started to take over. And people think they're in control of them, right? But why the fuck why did we pay $1,000 for a phone that costs only $200 or $300 to make in a factory in China that's so bad that they had to put suicide nets around it because people were killing themselves? I found that those people, why the fuck else would they make it there other than these people make like 30 cents an hour or some shit? And then it's like working in the coal mine, dude, back in the day. It's like the company store, literally. Like, because you live in the same facility that you work in, if not close by. I think they do have like dormitories and shit where you fucking live there. You know? We don't ever talk about that or bring that shit up as far as the iPhone's so great and you're gotta be such a snooty fucking motherfucking uppity fucking asshole to even have an iPhone, much less the latest iPhone or the iTechnology or whatever the fuck Apple offers. You know what I mean? You basically have to be a fucking millionaire. Or, like everyone else, act like you got plenty of money and lease that motherfucker. Like, I got a badass phone, but I damn sure lease it, because I think I could pay $800 out of pocket or $1,000 for this fucking phone. I feel like I'm blessed that I have it, because it helps enable me to reach you all, my little maniacs, that I appreciate very much. Now, I'm just saying, do your own fucking investigation, man. Check things out for yourself, you know? Because what we see in front of us as far as being news stories or media or who you should trust, and they trust the almighty dollar bill, and if that changes, their opinion will change. I mean, if that's never going to change, the fact that the dollar bill rules. What will change is their opinion, just like the wind blowing any which way it can, as long as those dollar bills keep on it coming. And that's whenever you know where your true friends are and where the bullshitters are, too. The motherfucker that just keeps his hand out no matter what, you know, rain or shine, good or bad, are the people that you probably need to motherfucking steer clear of. But yeah, just talking about being politically correct, man, just like Ralphie May said, man, just be correct. You know, you can't be frowned upon for saying what you truly feel. And if the repercussions for that, hey, I don't know, I do not get onto social media really at all anymore. Other than I do like to put the show on there. You all know that you can always listen to this show on YouTube. We're at Robcast Radio on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. The Spreaker podcast. You definitely download the Spreaker podcast app. Put that on your phone. Put that on your mobile device. Put it in your iPhone. Your new iPhone 10 XS. I got the up the butt model. Ooh. The new butt plug. Right? You can fucking control it by an app on your phone and everything. But only, believe well, they say half of what you read and none of what you read and half of what you see. Well, I don't know. I think that they've done a pretty good job of tracking us. When I say they, I mean social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. And before that, we had MySpace. And I think, MySpace was great, was the thing to have, and then it evolved a little bit. And then I remember when Facebook came out, it was like, man, there's this new thing called Facebook, and it's a little bit simpler. That was my consensus back then. It was a little bit simpler. Boy. And I even told all you guys and other people, and at the time I think I was on AM radio, I was telling them, man, there's this new thing called Facebook, and blah, 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 blah. It's way better than MySpace. It's just for your friends and blah. Anyway, it was. That's the point is if you remember, and I'll go back to the MySpace Facebook deal, is that MySpace had you would go, your page was, I don't know if you could even go, is it even a thing anymore? I had one. It'd be interesting to look at, but it had to have been 2006-ish, that there would be you could have a song playing, a video playing, a thing where a video would be playing, a song would be playing, like a video from YouTube, your favorite artist would be playing a song, or have some of your favorite songs, and fuck, I don't even remember, but the thing is that it was more about people visiting your page, your wall, or whatever, and then I guess MySpace was basically just fucking fuck you'd by Facebook by basically taking their idea and giving it, just putting way, way, way more capital into it, would be my guess. But I think that's the problem, man, with just like I was talking about a little bit about some of these buy and sell sites, is that they're good in the beginning, and then they start to grow, and they grow beyond the capabilities of the administrators. And once that happens, man, the motherfucking sharks have taken over the fucking feeding pool. Once that's happened, the crazies have taken over the insane asylum. Once it gets too big for its britches, there's certain things, man, that why there's no reason for you to make $150 billion a year. Don't you feel like that's a little bit unbalanced? Well, guess what? If you feel that way, it probably is. There's, the bubble's got to burst at some point, and the effect will be felt all the way back down to your involvement in Facebook or whatever, whatever that is. So I don't know. I am. Aren't you disappointed in what social media has turned out to be and what we thought it would be from the beginning? Aren't we a little bit disappointed in all of the amazing things that we can do with all of this information and technology at our fingertips, but all of the bullshit and havoc and chaos that we create with it, and also all of the other bullshit like songs and movies and just fucking straight horse shit that any Hollywood person that has a show will sit down with this guy that has a movie coming out. Oh yeah, I heard that was a motherfucking best thing on the goddamn planet, man. I heard it's gonna be the shit motherfucking And it turns out it doesn't make a fuck what it's gonna be. They can't say what they really feel. They have to meet the status quo. They have to say, this movie comes out on Friday, motherfucker, so if you help me promote it, get these fucking sheep, these fucking cattle to herd on in there and see these fucking movie, then you're helping me out, you know? You can't, if you truly believe that it's gonna be, you know, something good, that's one thing. But if you know, or you just don't fucking care, you're just quote unquote doing your job, then you're really doing yourself and all the people around you an injustice by not speaking up and speaking your fucking mind and investigating things for yourself. And the motherfucking world will be a better place. So look, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's about all the time that we've got right now to talk about modern technology. And I'm trying not to piss off any of the multi-conglomerates here that I'm talking shit about, but nobody really listens to this anyway. And we can talk about having 100 million followers. Look, what good are 100 million followers, right? If all of them are a bunch of fake motherfuckers that would never stand up for you anyway. I'd rather have my solid fucking 20, 30, 50, 100 followers, right? 1,000 followers that would be willing to go cut a motherfucker for you. You hear me? Because that's how I am for every one of you guys. So until another day, all of you little maniacs, have a badass evening and an even better tomorrow. You know, motherfucking watch your back and be careful about going down that rabbit hole of looking down at your fucking hand all day, ladies and gentlemen. Until the next time, I'm Zombie and I'm out of here. Y'all have a badass evening, even better tomorrow. Peace.